I am really sorry for that intro, but with that out of the way, you already know it's your boy Chenzo, and today we're going to be going back to playing Sonic Mania, but now with the new DLC, Sonic Mania Plus. The DLC includes 2 new playable characters, Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel, a new mode, which is Encore mode, 4 players instead of 2 in the competitive multiplayer mode, Angel Island Zone being a playable level, and new HUD changes. The HUD change does look pretty nice and fresh, not much to say on that, but real quick I want to talk about the Angel Island Zone. I'm glad that the devs made a full act out of it, however it seems that it is made to be very streamlined, so you keep progressing to the end rather than being able to explore all around. That's fine for me personally, I'm just glad it is an actual playable level with the full music. Another quick thing to mention are the transition cutscenes. Some levels didn't have a transition cutscene from one level to the next, making them feel inconsistent. But in this DLC, the devs added the extra cutscenes to help make this game feel like everything is really connected. I won't show any of the scenes to avoid spoilers. Now let's talk about Encore mode. Encore mode does not use traditional lives. Instead, you earn characters that are a part of your roster. Whenever you die, you take over the next character and keep going down until you have no characters left. When that happens, I think you restart the zone. I didn't get a game over, so I wouldn't know. You can earn characters through the item boxes or bonus game, which we'll touch on later. You can switch between 2 characters at a time by standing still and pressing the top button on your controller, which is the same button to turn into Supersonic, except you have to stand still on the ground. This is pretty cool. I always wanted to see some type of switching character mechanic, which was present in a hack for Sonic 1 and 2 on Steam called Classic Sonic Heroes. You can play with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles at the same time. You take one character active at a time, but the other 2 follows you around as AI. You can also switch between any of them at any time. In Mania, it's only 2 characters at once, and some item boxes can switch up the order of who is active. I still appreciate this, and it can make the game a bit more challenging. The level design is a tad different in some areas. The color palette is also changed in all the levels and it looks really nice. For instance, Green Hill Zone has this warm sunset palette. I was able to complete a whole playthrough of Encore mode, and what is really cool is at the end there is this end screen card that shows you the time that you took through each level. This could be great to speedrun. This mode is also very replayable, and the new characters can make the game just feel super replayable in general. The bonus game is this pinball game that you can play, which can net you items and characters. Their characters also have 3D models whenever you're inside the pinball machine, and I think that's really cool. This minigame is also making a reference to Sonic's Spinball, and I find it to be really interesting. And this is also different than the Blue Spheres minigame, and I'm really glad that they added this new minigame that directly affects your playthrough. That's really awesome. Now let's talk about the new characters. Ray is a really cool character. He can glide like Mario's capability in Super Mario World. Using this move is really fun to skip sections of a level and even to be able to get to higher ledges. This also seems to just make sense for a squirrel, because you know that saying where squirrels can glide? I don't know if it's a saying, but I've seen some videos before where a squirrel would expand his arms and legs and glide. And in this game, seeing that transition into here, I think that's pretty cool. Mighty has the Stomp move. It's like the bubble power-up from the water item capsule, but Mighty drops down fast and hard. He doesn't bounce super high. He can use this move to break rocks that others can't break, similar to Knuckles breaking rocks running into them that other characters can't do. I'm really happy these characters made a comeback, since they had a very short history. I could even remember the missing poster in Sonic Generations of these 2. Sadly, I have not been able to play the 4-player multiplayer mode, but based off of what I saw from gameplay, it looks like it's a bit expanded and it looks really fun to try with friends. So, now we have the final verdict. Should you get the DLC? Absolutely. It's $5, which is super cheap and very worth it. If you need an excuse to come back and play this game, just like I did, the DLC is here for you. The physical edition of this game is also $30. Yes, I know, it's $5 more than the digital edition, but the box art of this game has this really nice shiny finish to it. Sega had to make it the retail $30 price, and personally I would be willing to compensate for that if I hadn't already owned it digitally. Another question you might have is, should I get the game in the first place? If you like 2D platformers that utilize physics or momentum based platforming, I would say this is the best you're gonna get. This game is extremely replayable and worth your time and money. Another question you might be wondering is which system should you get the game on? In my opinion, I feel that PS4 and Xbox One don't offer any advantages to this game, but on Switch, it would be portable, which would be great to play on the go and in short bursts. And the local multiplayer can be used very well with the Switch. You can bring it to a friend's house to play easily or even play on the go. As for the Steam version, this version offers mods, so if you like those which can add even more replayability, then I would suggest the Steam version. I feel the Switch version is the best with the local multiplayer. I love being able to take my Switch anywhere and play some games with friends. That is all I had to say. Sonic Mania Plus is outstanding. It's fun, and it's worth it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Honestly, I don't have any gripes with this game. Like I mentioned earlier, if the devs added this hero mode that let you control and switch between the 3 characters, that would have been cool, but the character switching idea in the Encore mode is still really cool. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.